What follows is the continuation of comments by His Divine Grace Hridayananda Das Goswami to a lawyer, recorded May 6, 1978, in Miami.
We are actually eternal. You can consider a very simple example as given in the Bhagavad Gita. Formerly, all of us had a baby's body. You can remember that, can't you, when you were very young? So that little body that we had is now gone. Every 7 years, it's a scientific fact, every 7 years, by different biological processes, the body changes. Just like your hair is changing, your fingernails, your skin, everything is changing. So the body we now have is not the body we had 10 years ago. It's a different body. But we are still here. For example, if you go away from your family now, and you come back in 10 years, they'll certainly recognize you and embrace you. But it's not the same body that left. The body that walked out isn't the same body that's coming back in. It's a different body. But they accept that you're still my daughter, you're still my son. That means that we're not this body. We are something else, which is not changing. We are something else, which is a soul. So do they have a department there at the university about the soul? That's not possible. They will consider that to be heresy.
Heresy?
Paganism, yes. If you want to introduce God, then you are a pagan. Isn't it?
Yes, this government is outlawed all use of the word God in every legal publication or school publication.
Yes, this is a great contribution. There's no need for God. Now you can simply mention words like anus and genitals and sex education. Now these words. So we no longer should be godly. Now we can be apes. It's like the monkeys or dogs or pigs. They're very expert in sex. So now sex education, not God education. There's no need for God, only sex. So actually you should know that these modern leaders are training us to be animals, to exploit us. Yes, this government is actually controlled by these big people, industrialists, bankers, oil companies. They just want you to consume. Therefore it's called a consumer society. You don't need any intelligence. You don't need to know what you are or think about God. You just grow up and just consume. Work hard like an ass, make money and consume. That's all. They're keeping people in ignorance. They're keeping people in darkness. They're keeping people foolish, so to exploit them. They want us to be animals, so that we will just consume. That's all. Just work hard and consume. That's a fact. They want the drugs to come in the country, because as long as people take drugs, everyone will remain nice and dull. Just like, for example, I read that now, do you know what the biggest growth industry in Florida is? Drug smuggling. That is the Florida growth industry. That is in other words, the Florida economy is practically sustained by drug industry. They're bringing drugs from South America and through the, along the coast, through the Everglades and so on and so forth. And so when they interviewed the head police officer, why don't you stop these things? Well, he said, what can I do? The thieves, the smugglers, they have better equipment than we do. Now a government like ours, which is spending so many quadrillion dollars for so many useless programs, they will not even give the customs people, they will not even hire people or give proper equipment to stop these drugs from coming. That means they want them to come in. Doesn't it? I mean, how is it possible that a government like ours, which they have machines where they can detect every time someone in Moscow sneezes, it goes off on some instrument, it's recorded down. The Minister of Defense just sneezed. General so-and-so just went to the bathroom in Leningrad. They have all these machines and everything. How is it possible that with all of our sophisticated technology like that they can't even keep big boats full of drugs just sailing right into the Florida coast? Do you believe it? That they don't have technology to stop that? Huh?
They do.
But they want the drugs to come in. What?
yet they say they're illegal. They're constantly seizing it whenever they can, trying to...
A little bit, just to keep people happy, to keep public opinion satisfied. Therefore, they make a big headline. So much has been seized. Practically 99% is not seized. And I happen to know for a fact, that during the student demonstrations over Vietnam, the CIA had a conscious policy to bring drugs into the country to tranquilize the students. I know that for a fact.
They still do this in the city areas.
Oh yes.
They keep it, just like they did the Chinese with the opium.
Oh yes.
It's the same thing.
Yes, definitely. I know for a fact the CIA, they brought drugs to tranquilize the students, just like, you know that book, Brave New World? Just like that. They're doing that. How is it possible that they know every time where every Russian jeep is going and where every military base, but they can't stop boats just sailing right into the Florida coast with drugs? How is it possible? It's ridiculous. They want the drugs to come. They want people to... therefore, you take God out of the schools, make everyone dumb, make everyone dull, exploit them, and let them consume, finish. Make everyone an animal, and then they do it. This is our modern government. Otherwise, how are these things going on? People are so agitated. When a man sees the body of a naked woman, or the body of a half-dressed woman, his mind becomes very disturbed. He becomes very disturbed, and in that disturbed state, he cannot think clearly, because he's disturbed. He's lusting. So everywhere we see pictures of naked women, everywhere, they're exploiting women like this, and every advertisement, every magazine, television, everywhere simply sex, sex, sex. And people's minds are so disturbed. How can they think? How can a man think? Therefore no one can think about anything. They're so disturbed. Everyone is so disturbed. So there's sex agitation, meat eating, and intoxication. People are losing all intelligence, and the proof is that now the high school students cannot even read and write. This means that this modern culture is simply stupefying people. Isn't it? Yes. They're simply training up the American people to be like dumb animals. And then exploiting them. So we want to change it. For example, in sex, the semen which comes out of the body, there are two paths which you can take. Either it is ejected for sex, or else that same liquid is converted into another chemical substance called, in Sanskrit, Reta, which rises through the spinal cord into the brain, and it nourishes the brain. Especially, just like, there are different sections of the brain which are used for different types of intelligence. Such as different motor reactions and thinking and so on, dreaming, so on and so forth. So there's a specific part of the brain which is used for spiritual understanding, for spiritual enlightenment. And that particular section of the brain is nourished and stimulated by this particular chemical called Reta. But when all the semen passes out of the body, when it all passes out of the body, then the brain is unnourished, and that particular section of the brain becomes very dull. Just like if you don't eat properly, your body becomes very weak. Your mind is not alert. So in that way, because this part of the brain is not nourished, people are very dull. They have no energy or no intelligence to understand spiritual life. Huh? The women, they are being also misguided. They are being... Yes.
You cut it into many pieces.
Yes.
Each piece will go away and regenerate.
Yes.
New worm. So, in what part of the body of that worm is the spirit soul lies?
Somewhere within the body. Just like you can understand that within your body there are millions of souls, because there are so many organisms within your body. germs, different types of organisms. So there's a soul in each one. So you were like the dominant soul in this system, this physical system. You understand? But actually, there are so many different organisms, and all of them have souls. So in the same way, within an earthworm's body, there are going to be so many different organisms and souls, specifically in which section. But wherever we see life, then so is it.
You were speaking of introducing this new society.
Yes, the great society.
The great society. But all these people
The new frontier.
are just like animals. How can you introduce a great society to a pack of apes or wild animals that are going to exist?
Because there are many people who are actually, they're nice, but they're misguided. They are being brainwashed, actually. They accuse us of brainwashing. We are actually waking people up.
I think just as the animals here respond to peace and love,
Yes,
those people will also,
Yes.
the intelligence that they have, maybe it can be developed as
Yes.
animals.
yes. We say that there are many people in America and all around the world, they're not bad people. But they're misguided. They're misled. They've never been given the right understanding. Just like, for example, recently, a few months ago, I went to give a lecture at a high school in New York, just above New York City, up in some New England village. And I could see the boys and girls there, they were simply misguided. No one had ever given them correct information. So the average person in America, he's not bad, but he's misguided. Just like people are becoming unkind to each other. But they're so agitated. The man is in a feverish, just like he sees so much sex everywhere. So his mind becomes feverish. Just like if you see someone who's sick with a very high fever, he may start babbling or talking incoherently. So people are becoming so feverish due to so much agitation, so much advertising and sex and agitation. People are becoming so feverish that they're, how can you say? Just like, for example, when I was driving to the airport in Gainesville, I saw one billboard that said, it's something about don't drink. There's some little clever slogan to try to convince people not to drink. So on the way to the airport, you see one billboard that says don't drink, and you see 75 that say drink. And so what's the point? How can you expect a man who's drunk, who's sexually worked up into a lather, and he's just in heat, just like an animal in heat, and he's drunk, and he's heard so much, and then ask him to be a gentleman. Now be a nice man. Now treat everyone nicely. He's drunk, he's on drugs, he's sexually in a fever, and the whole atmosphere is full of cheating and lying and atheism, and then you say to him, now be a good citizen. It's absurd. Therefore they can't stop crime because the police are criminals, the politicians are criminals, everyone's a criminal, the teachers are criminals. And they say to the students and citizens, now you be nice. Because godless culture means the whole country is criminal. Even among criminals, for example, the mafia, they have so many rules and regulations, don't they? You know that? Yes. Even among professional criminals, they have very strict rules and regulations, isn't it? Very strict rules. This is legal, this is illegal. You can do this, but you can't do that. Very strict rules. But they're all criminals. So the same way, we live in a godless culture. Everyone is basically a thief because he's claiming this is my land, this is my house, this is my family, this is my car, this is my money, when it all really belongs to God. So everyone's a thief. Now among all the thieves, they're making rules and regulations. Yes. That's a fact. Just like some thieves, a band of thieves, they rob a bank, they go back to their hideout. Then one of them says, all right, now divide it honestly. What does it mean? So we've stolen, first of all, we stole all this land from the Indians, Redskins, stole all this land. Now, once it's ours, then America was founded by religious people. So first kill the Indians, then kill God, kill everyone. And then, now it's our land, everything belongs to us, it's all ours, it belongs to us. And now we make so many rules. Now you can't do this, you have to do this. So so is it any wonder people don't want to follow it? rules among thieves. Everyone's a thief. Kill the Indians, kill God, kill everyone. Now we'll make laws. Now we want law and order among the thieves. Among the murderers and thieves, now we want law and order. This is our modern culture. And then we elect some politician whose main duty in life is two things. Number one, keep away the Russians. And number two, make sure the economy is nice so everyone can consume more. Everyone can eat more, sleep more, gratify their sense, isn't it? No more statesmanship, no more nobility, no more nothing. Simply, we want leaders who can do two things. Just shoo away the Russians, keep the Russians away, and get more money for everyone. Then it's a good society. A politician, he may be a drunkard, he may be a woman hunter, he may be anything. He may be the lowest, most vile, wretched person, but if he can simply kill the Russians and give everyone money, then he's a great leader, a great patriot, a leader of his country, a gentleman. Just like, for example, recently in Detroit, one of the biggest heroin pushers was killed in some crime war. So at his funeral, said there was a line about 4 miles long of Cadillac limousines, Lincoln limousines, coming. You know, all the drug pushers were coming. So there was a line 3 or 4 miles long of Cadillacs and Lincolns and Rolls Royces. It was all drugs pushers. So that's America. Just somehow or other get some money and you're a gentleman. Somehow or other kill, steal, lie, extort, do anything, but get money and then you're an aristocrat. This is a rotten culture. But the people themselves are not bad, but they're being misguided. The people themselves are not bad, but they're misguided. The leaders are bad. So unless we have a process to change people's hearts, you can't expect them to be nice. You can't just make advertising campaigns, don't smoke, don't drink, don't steal. What's the use of it? You have to change people's hearts. And what will change their heart? Chanting the holy name of God.
What follows is an evening talk delivered by His Divine Grace Sri Dayananda Das Goswami on October 17th, 1978 in Gainesville, Florida.
We're all very fortunate that we have this opportunity to participate in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This is the best type of society because all of us are originally Krishna conscious. Now, unfortunately, we are not Krishna conscious. But actually, our original consciousness is Krishna consciousness. This is a fact. Because we are persons. So, in our life, we are, at every moment, we are in some relationship with some person. Just like the child, he has his relationship with his parents. Then he goes to school, he has relationship with his teacher, with his school friends. Then he grows older, he may get married, he has his own children, he's working for some man, he's reading about other politicians in the newspapers. In this way, our life is simply a series of relationships. But actually, there is a supreme person. There are so many persons, boys, girls, men and women, rich people and poor people. But among all the different persons who exist everywhere, there is one person who is better than the rest, that is Krishna. So if we want to deny God, this is cheating. Why is it cheating to deny God? Because at every moment we are exploiting at every moment we are exploiting His resources. Just like now I'm speaking, I'm breathing air or drinking water. So all these things are energies of God. So, if we again understand that actually everything is coming from God, I am also part of God, I am eternal servant of Krishna, of God, then we'll be happy. Just like if I'm your friend. If I'm your friend and I go to your room and I steal something, how will I be happy? Stealing from my friend, I will not be happy. I'll always be in anxiety. So in the same way, at the present moment, we are actually in anxiety. Because although we may be very proud that I own this or I own that or I'm this or that, everything is stolen. So there's always so much anxiety. And as soon as you give it back, then you feel great relief. That I had stolen these things, I was suffering, now I've given everything back, now I'm again peaceful. I have no more anxiety. So this is Krishna consciousness. Why is Krishna the Supreme Person? Because He's supplying everything. Just like, for example, if you want to make your own philosophy, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, God, He gives perfect knowledge. So if you don't like God's book, or Krishna's book, if you want to make your own philosophy, so you can show off to people how intelligent you are, then in order to make your own philosophy, you have to use your brain. But that brain is also coming from God. So what are you showing off? Can anyone say that he has manufactured his own brain? Can anyone say that? So therefore, the original product, which is your brain, that was given to you. So whatever you manufacture with that brain, why should you take the credit? You didn't make the brain. Can you make something without your brain? If we pull your brain out of your head, then what will you do? Then you think you'll make a big philosophy? So therefore, ultimately we may say, you're not making the philosophy, your brain is making it. So who has made your brain? Whoever has made your brain, he should get credit as a great philosopher. Just like, for example, the scientists, they're getting so many prizes, this prize and that prize, for inventing different demoniac things. So should the scientist get the prize or should his brain get the prize? And if his brain gets the prize, then we have to find out who made the brain. Just like if some man invents a machine, then do we give the prize to the man or to the machine? Do we congratulate the machine or do we congratulate the man who has made the machine? So if we are very pleased someone has a nice brain, shall we give the credit to him or to the person who has made his brain? So who has made that brain? That is Krishna. Therefore He's the Supreme Person. You can't do anything without Krishna. You can't do anything. Just like you may be very proud that you can run very fast. But if there's no air to breathe, how fast will you run? So therefore you cannot run without air. And that air is coming from Krishna or God. Therefore at the present time everyone has become an ass. Because everyone is proud of himself. Just like someone may be very proud, I have such a beautiful face. I'm so good looking. Someone may be thinking this way. But actually, did he make his face? Did he make it? No. It was given to him. So why should he be proud? His brain is given, his face is given, his arms and legs are given. Therefore the Vedas say, Eko bahunang jo vididhati kama. We are all eternal living beings, souls. We're not this body. And that's the animal's idea, that I am this body. We're not. We should not be so primitive as to think that I am this body. We're not this body. We are the eternal consciousness inside this body. So we are all eternal. So in one sense, this is a very democratic situation because we're all eternal. We're all equal. Still, it is said, Eko Bahunam. Even though we are all equal. We all have equal rights because we are all eternal. Still among us, there is one who is better. Ego. That is Krishna. Why is he better? Because he is giving everything. He produces everything. And we are simply taking. That's the difference. The haves and the have-nots. We are all have-nots, and Krishna has everything. This is the difference. So if someone does not accept God, he is crazy. Because it's a fact. We know that. Krishna, not only God. If you say God, you don't know what you're talking about. Because you may say, oh, God is the supreme, God is everything. But what does that mean? No. Therefore, we use the word Krishna. Krishna is God, that's a fact. But when you say Krishna, it means something. Krishna has activities, God has activities. Just like, for example, you. Every one of you has eyes and ears. So you are seeing, you are hearing. Now, people give the argument that if God had a body, if God had senses, then he would be limited. So because God is obviously unlimited, he has no body. But we have to ask, for example now, you have your body. So if we cut out your eyes, does that mean you're becoming unlimited? Is that making you more unlimited? If we cut your legs off, if we cut your arms off, are you becoming unlimited? Or are you becoming more limited? Who is more limited, the blind man or the man with eyes? Can someone answer? Who is actually limited? The man who can see them or the blind man? Can someone answer? Yes, the blind man is limited. So therefore, don't think that God is blind. No. God must have millions and billions of eyes. That's unlimited. God is unlimited doesn't mean God has no eyes. Unlimited means God has billions of eyes. And not only that, but his eyes can also sing, his eyes can eat, his eyes can hear. That's unlimited. It does not become unlimited by taking something away. This is a foolish idea. You have to, if you want to make something unlimited, then you have to give more and more and more and more unlimited qualities. Just like, for example, you can sing. So does that mean God cannot sing and he's unlimited? If I'm a very nice singer and then suddenly I lose my voice, does that mean I'm becoming unlimited? By losing my voice? So unlimited doesn't mean you have no voice. Unlimited means you must have the most beautiful voice, and that your voice can be heard everywhere in the universe. This is actually unlimited. If you can speak in such a way so that it can be heard everywhere in the universe, and if you can speak perfect knowledge, then your voice is unlimited. And if you can sing wonderful, that is unlimited. So unlimited does not mean to cut everything away. Why should we think this way? Unlimited means you must put everything there, but in the nicest way. Unlimited. Unlimited means you must put everything there, but in the nicest way. Unlimited. So that's God. God means he has all senses, he has all features and qualities, but they're all unlimited. This argument is given by the impersonalists, that if God were a person, he would be limited. This is a foolish argument. Why do you think person means just like you? This is egoistic. As soon as we hear the word person, we think, oh, that must be like me. Why? Why should it be like you? Therefore, we say personality is limiting. Why is it limiting? Maybe my personality is limited, your personality is limited, but why should everyone be like us? Maybe there's someone whose personality is not limited. That's God. For example, we are here in this place now, so therefore we are not in Chicago, we are not in Moscow, we are not on the moon because we are sitting here. So this is our body, this is our personality. But God is not like that. God is here, God is in Chicago, God is in Moscow, God is on the moon, he's everywhere. So why? He's not limited, he's unlimited. So, the whole purpose of life is just to revive our dormant knowledge of God. This is not like the knowledge in the university, where you have to artificially memorize something and you don't like it, but you have to memorize it. No, it's not like that. This knowledge is already within our heart. It just has to be revived, that's all. Just like, I'll give you a very nice example. That now you're all awake. So you have so much knowledge, you know who you are, what you are doing. So when you go to sleep, you forget everything. So to again revive that lost knowledge, Hare Krishna, you simply have to wake up. You don't have to. It's not that in your sleep you're going to buy a book about yourself and learn about who you are. No, you simply wake up. You wake up and immediately you remember, oh yes, my name is such and such, I live in this place, I have to do this and that. That's all. Not that you stay on your bed sleeping and then you read some book about it. No, you just wake up. So in the same way, now we're sleeping in this Maya illusion. So if you want to know who you are, you don't have to read all this garbage of psychology and sociology and history, all this nonsense. No, just wake up. That's all. Just wake up. You are spirit soul, you're eternal, you are part of God. Just wake up by chanting God's name, and you remember all knowledge. You will become fully educated just by waking up. Therefore there's one song, Jeev Jago, Gaura Chandra Bhole, Kota Nidra Jau Maya Pisastira Kole. We want to sleep, but unfortunately we picked a very bad place for sleeping. Just like if you go to sleep on the interstate highway, that's not very good. You should pick some safe place. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Pisastira Kole. We're so foolish that we put down our pillow on the lap of a witch. Which means she will suck your blood, kill you. So we have decided to go to sleep on the lap of a witch. This is very bad policy. Very imprudent. So who is that witch? Maya, the material illusion. We are simply sleeping peacefully on the lap of this illusion, and we don't see how our life is being lost. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jeev Jago, Gaura Chandra Bhole, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is personally calling you. Gaura Chandra Bhole, He's personally calling. Get up! What are you doing? You're wasting your life. How long are you going to sleep? Don't you understand you're eternal? Why are you thinking you're American, you're Russian, you're Chinese, you're German, you're this, you're that, boy, girl, black, white? Why are you dreaming like this? This body is simply a machine. Haven't you seen in those biology books where they have so many plastic sheets and then you put one on top of the other? You see the nervous system and the blood system and this system and that system. Haven't you seen those pictures of the body? So therefore, it's obvious this body is a machine. If you study the body, you'll find there are so many pumps and ball bearings and hinges and swings and valves and tubes and electrical parts. Yes, every fool knows this. The body is a machine. So do you think you're that machine? Just like if you study the body, what do you find? First there's skin. So are you the skin? If you peel off the skin, is that also you? Or if some little part of the flesh is cut off, is that you? Or the bone? Are you the bone? Are you the bone marrow? Are you the blood? Sometimes you lose your blood. Is that you coming out? Are you blood? Are you the stool that comes out, or the urine? Are you your hair, your fingernails? What are you? Which part of the body are you? Your jawbone? Are you a jawbone? Just like people look in the mirror and they think, oh, there I am, I'm so beautiful. So is that really you? Are you the gums? Are you the teeth? Are you the filling in the tooth? Or are you the lips? Or are you the hair on your chin? Are you the bones? What are you? Where are you actually? So in this way, this is called Sankhya philosophy. If you start thinking about it, well, I'm not actually fingernails, I'm not actually skin, I'm not bones, I'm not blood, then what are you? I must be consciousness. This is Sankhya philosophy, that I must be consciousness. So what is that consciousness? In the university, do they teach you what consciousness is? Is anyone here from the university? Yes. What do they say about consciousness?
They don't have very much to say about it. I think they're still researching. They need more money.
Yes. They don't know. That means the whole big university is a bluff. A big bluff. They have museums and libraries and classrooms. They don't even know what consciousness is. But we are consciousness. So we don't know what we are. What is the use of understanding? Simply inventing some Latin name for all the fish in the sea, for all the insects in the air, or simply studying so many trivial nonsense things. What is the use of all these things? Or simply engineering how to make more buildings, how to make bridges, how to make factories. Is this knowledge? We don't even know what we are. It's foolishness. Therefore it's a big bluff. Real knowledge means Atma Tattva, what we are. What is consciousness? Atma means consciousness, the self. So therefore the Bhagavatam says, Parabhavastavada bodha jato javanna jigyasata Atma Tattvam. As long as we don't know what we are, all of our education is simply a big bluff. Parabhava, simply useless nonsense, wasting time, wasting money, falsely proud, useless. We have to know what we are. So it is described very scientifically in Bhagavad Gita what we are. We are Paraprakriti. That consciousness is the energy of God. It is the energy of God, superior energy. It is life. Consciousness is life. Consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Just like you identify things by the symptoms, this is scientific. So therefore, wherever there is consciousness, there is a soul present. So that means there must be a soul in the tree, because there's consciousness. There must be, in each animal, in each insect, in every fly, in every bird, in every plant, in every fish, there is a soul, because there's consciousness. Simply the bodies are different. That's all. Just different bodies. Just like, for example, this electricity is coming, so I can put different types of light bulbs. I can put a 100-watt bulb, 50-watt bulb, blue bulb, red bulb, green, opaque, transparent, and the light will come out differently. But the light is the same. It's simply coming out differently because it's different, has different coverings. You understand? The light is the same. Electricity is the same. But if you put different light bulbs, it comes out differently. So in the same way, the soul is like electricity, and the bulb is like the different bodies we have. So in a bird's body, consciousness comes out one way. In a tiger's body, it comes out another way. In an American's body, it comes out another way. In a Japanese body, it comes out another way. But it's the same consciousness, simply coming out differently in different bodies. And we get these different bodies according to our own desire to exploit this material world. That's a fact. We have different bodies because of our different desires to enjoy this world. And as long as we keep desiring material enjoyment, you'll have to take another body. Because God is impartial. You are part of God. So if you want something, He'll give it to you. So don't complain afterwards. If you have some material desire, God will give it to you. Just like if someone says, I don't want Krishna consciousness, I just want to enjoy sex, that's the real purpose of life. Oh, Krishna, God is so kind, He will say, here, I congratulate you, here's a nice pig's body. No, be happy. Here's a nice dog's body, here's a nice pigeon's body. Yes, God is so kind, He's very liberal. He's liberal. If we just want sex, if we think, we can see that dogs have sex, they're so enthusiastic, the pigs are so enthusiastic, the horses, the asses, everyone likes sex. So if we think that this dog's pleasure, this pig's pleasure is the purpose of life, then God is so kind, He's so open-minded, He'll give you a dog's body. Now you want to have sex, you have to get an expensive apartment, there's so much trouble, you have to go there, there's so many arrangements you have to make. No, God is so kind. Here's a dog's body. No more trouble, no more psychological problems, no more financial problems, no more social problems. Just have sex. Here's a nice dog's body. Here's your pig's body. And God is so kind. So you have to decide whether you want that. People, now the modern propaganda in the university is, it doesn't matter what you believe. It does matter. It does matter, because you're going to get a different result. you're going to get another body. So Krishna consciousness means that if you desire Krishna or God, then you can go to live on his planet. God does not live in some shack, or he's not simply floating in the sky like some type of energy. God is a person. He has his place. Just like you want your place to stay. So God has his place. His God, the spiritual world, that is eternal. He's inviting you. But if you want, give up all this nonsense of material life, pretending that I'm this body, I'm American, I'm this, I'm that. You just forget all this nonsense, and you can become Krishna conscious, develop pure consciousness. You'll be happy, full of bliss and knowledge. Just like the same example, when you're sleeping, you forget who you are. As soon as you wake up, you remember everything. So if you want to be happy, if you want knowledge, you don't have to waste time and money. Just remember who you are, that you are part of Krishna. God is full of pleasure. What do you think God is doing? Do you think he's unemployed, or sleeping, or simply dormant? People are such asses. They are such fools and asses that they actually say that God originally created the world, but now he cannot interfere with it anymore. They're such asses, they actually say this. But what will they do if God comes to interfere? Handcuff him? Or drag him away, put him in jail, shoot him? What do you do with God? This way people have just become complete. They have no more brain than an ass. They're no more intelligent. They have PhDs in philosophy, they write books, they go on TV, but they have no more brains than an ass. Because they actually speak such nonsense philosophy, or there's no God, or God cannot do anything, or I am God, or God is love. What does it mean, God is love? What if someone says, I love to kick you? Does that mean that God is, that when I kick you, that is God? Therefore, everyone is just talking nonsense, everyone is speaking his own worthless opinion, and people do not actually hear the simple truth that God is a person, he's unlimited, he's full of bliss and knowledge, we are eternal servants of God, we have to serve him. So in this Krishna consciousness movement, we are presenting this authorized knowledge. You cannot simply give your own opinion. Now, what is the use of our opinion? We're imperfect. So here in Bhagavad Gita, such perfect knowledge, Srimad Bhagavatam, is coming from God, Krishna. The perfect knowledge presented by the spiritual master. So if you take this authorized knowledge which is being given by God, then you can understand him. Just like examples given, when you were born, if your father is not there, how will you find out who your father is? You cannot go to every man in the street. Are you my father? Are you my father? Excuse me, sir, are you my father? And you also cannot simply sit down and think about it. That's also useless. You have to ask your mother. Mother, who is my father? She'll immediately tell you, yeah, this man is your father. So in that way, if you want to know who God is, you cannot give your opinion or simply ask people or go talk to your professors. It's useless. You have to ask the mother who the father is. The mother means the Shastra, scriptures, like Bhagavad Gita. You have to go to the authority, the mother, and find out who your father is. So this way, by consulting this Bhagavad Gita, you will understand exactly what God is. His name, everything. Know who he is. He's a person. He has form. He's not formless. This is the only way. The only way is that you have to accept God's opinion. You cannot give your opinion. So now if there's some question.
I can't really perceive ever-increasing pleasure without dualism. Could you?
Dualism?
Yes, like if I enjoy something, I have to suffer.
Why?
Because, well, if I don't suffer, then how can I know that I'm enjoying something? It's like if something is warm, how can I know that something is warm unless I've experienced cold?
Because that's the difference between relative and absolute. That is the difference. Krishna is absolute pleasure. In this world, it's a fact that our knowledge of one thing is based on comparing it with another thing. Just like, for example, if you say it's warm, that means that you've experienced something colder than this, and now you think it's warm. Or if you say it's cold, it's because you have experience of something warmer. If you say this man is poor, it's because you've seen someone who's richer than him. That's duality. But actually this Krishna pleasure, it is the nature of the soul. It is absolute pleasure. In the spiritual world, it is not relative. It is absolute. So, absolute things can be experienced by purifying our consciousness. Then you experience it. Otherwise, how is it absolute? If it depends on another thing. So, therefore, the Vedas say that vijnanartam sa guru me bhavigatse. If you want to understand, you have to approach the Guru, hear from him submissively, and then render service.
What exactly is your relationship with God?
Servant of the servant of the servant.
But in the Gita, it describes that you have 3 different types of relationships with God. As a friend, or I believe it's mother or father, or as a lover.
Yes, these things are automatically revealed. But the important thing is that the essence of all these relationships is a desire to please Krishna. So these things come automatically, but for example, Krishna's mother, or Krishna's boyfriend, or Krishna's gopi, these are 3 different relationships. But in each case, Mother Jasoda, or Radharani, or Subal, Sudam, these different friends of Krishna, all of them are just trying to please Krishna. Exactly how they are trying to please him in a different way, then it becomes a different rasa. Just like the gopis, they are embracing Krishna to please him. And Mother Jasoda, she's cooking for Krishna to please him. And the cowherd boys, they are helping Krishna to call his cows to please him. But all of them are just trying to please Krishna. Different rasas simply means that exactly how they are trying to please Krishna. But the essence of each relationship is that there is no desire for sense gratification, there is no mental speculation, there is only desire to please Krishna. So this is the essential part of it. Actually, this is revolutionary. In the Western world, there's no idea that you can be God's friend, you can be his mother or father. Of course, no one is God's friend, no one is his enemy, no one is his mother or father, but you can love him like that. You can play with him like that and love him like that. Yes, God is a person. He's not simply some stone. Is it God is energy? God is not simply some stone. He's a person. You can love him. You can play with him. You are a person. Like father, like son. But he's unlimited. That's the difference. He's unlimited. That was some other question.
You mentioned we have to go to the mother or scripture to find out who the father is. But sometimes the mother has been misrepresented, like there are 600 traditions or ideas of what is Bhagavad Gita. So how would you know which one to accept?
Then we have checks and balances. Guru Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra. You must check with the Guru. You must confirm them against each other. The Guru must confirm what is in the scripture. And the scripture must also So in this way, it depends upon our sincerity. Actually, God is the Father. He's not going to cheat you. Krishna will never cheat you. There are 600 editions of the Bhagavad Gita because people want to cheat in so many ways. They don't want to surrender to God. Krishna is in our heart. If he sees this person does not actually want to serve me, he wants to exploit me. He wants my Bhagavad Gita. He wants to read my Bhagavad Gita, and then he wants to show off what an intelligent, esoteric person he is, simply for his own false prestige. All right, I'll help him. There's Krishna. Krishna knows what you want. He's not a fool. So Krishna's in our heart. And if he sees you actually want to know what God is, you want to serve God, then he presents himself to you in the form of the spiritual master. And if he sees that you're a rascal, you're a cheater, then he'll give you something else. That's all. He knows what you want. He's not foolish. He knows that people simply want to exploit him. Therefore he's presented so many bogus movements. They're all the same thing. Everyone simply wants to enjoy this world. Everyone wants to satisfy himself. He wants to please his own, satisfy his own desire. He wants to exploit this material world. And to exploit this world, people are inventing so many so-called religious movements, esoteric movements, yoga movements, this movement, that movement, I am God, or this or that. So many different kinds of rubbish. And they simply go on with their material dreams in the name of religion, in the name of yoga. But if someone actually wants God, then you get God. So what do you want? You have to decide what you want. Just like some fool was speaking here at the university yesterday, I think, saying that you're all God. What is this nonsense? If you're God, act like God. Act like God. Do something like God. No, that they won't do. Prabhupada said from the very beginning that if you say you're God, I say you're a dog. He said that. If God spelled the other way is dog. So all these dogs are saying they're God, simply barking. If you want to go to some lecture and pay some money, and then they will stamp you that you are God, then act like God. Let us see how you are God. If you think you're God, do something. No, that they won't do. They'll simply, these cheaters will pay some money and they'll give you a certificate. This is to certify that Joe Blow is God. Well, Americans love it. Yes, some fool was actually speaking that yesterday on campus, big lecture. Some other question?
Yeah, do you ever yourself personally hear the voice of God speaking to you?
Yes, it's Bhagavad Gita.
In your head or your soul?
Yes, that's Bhagavad Gita. You have to believe it, that is actually God speaking. Otherwise, why am I so convinced? Actually, it is God speaking. You have to believe it. Otherwise, I can simply say, yes, I hear Krishna speaking. Krishna is now telling me that all of you should immediately give me all of your money. Therefore, any fool can come and say, yes, God told me this, God told me that. So what does he use it? So I will say, yes, God speaks to me. No, better there be some objective standard. So that objective standard is Bhagavad Gita. That's all. There's no need. Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita. And that is Krishna speaking. And when God speaks, it is so nice that even thousands of years later, if you repeat it, again he is speaking. That is Krishna. This Bhagavad Gita is Krishna. So as soon as you chant Bhagavad Gita, you are hearing the voice of God. It's so nice. So, Krishna is speaking to me. Yes, I can say, yes, Krishna speaks to me. But then, Krishna told me this, Krishna told me that. Then, I can tell you that, but then tomorrow someone else will tell you, no, I also heard Krishna, and Krishna told me the opposite. So how will you know? Everyone is hearing Krishna, and everyone has a different story. So better we stick to something objective. That is Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, everyone is hearing Krishna, everyone is Krishna. No, it's Bhagavad Gita, as it is. That is objective. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving all knowledge. Just read this book. everything you learn. Manmana bhavamad bhaktamadhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaisesi satyam te pati jhane priyosi. Yes, it's perfect knowledge. It's perfect. Objective standard. Krishna is speaking to me, Krishna is speaking to you. You are part of Krishna, you are son of God. Do you think he's not going to speak to you? Of course he will speak to you. But we have to hear him. That's all. Krishna is speaking to everyone. He says, Ishara sarvabhutanam. Everyone is part of me. I am Krishna, and everyone is part of me. So Krishna is speaking to everyone. Why only me? Don't think, oh no, that's only a book. I really want to hear Krishna. No, don't think this way. Then you think God is material, relative. There's some duality. Krishna is one thing and his book is another thing. No. Don't try to make something material out of Krishna. He's not material, he's absolute. Therefore Krishna or his book, it is the same thing. It's Krishna. He's absolute. He's not material. Just like Shakespeare, he wrote something and now he's dead. Oh Will. Shakespeare is now dead and his book is here. But it's not the same thing. He's gone. But with Krishna, and Krishna is absolute. So any other question?
I was just wondering, what do you think about evolution?
Evolution?
In the sense...
Evolution means becoming more and more Krishna conscious. And that may happen through different bodies.
I mean, in the sense of evolving from, like man evolved from a monkey.
No, that's a foolish idea. These scientists, they're monkeys, that we admit.
What about the fossil evidence?
There is no fossil evidence. Actually, it's all a bluff. And even the scientists, there are thousands of scientists now all around the world that are exposed. Actually, we have a scientific institute in Atlanta. They're writing about this. Even the Christian PhDs, they know this. What is it called, a Christian group?
Science Creation Research Institute.
Yes, there's a group of Christians. They're all PhDs and they're very easily defeated. It's all a big bluff. There is no fossil evidence. Actually. I was speaking to one geologist, he's my disciple, Brahmatirtha. He said they now say that in order to prove his evolution theory that a piece of land the size of the state of New Jersey had to get out of the way, let another piece of land the size of New Jersey get up on top and then slip underneath and go back to tuck itself in again. Now how does that happen? No, it's all big bluff. There is no fossil evidence. It's all cheating. That you'll have to study. It's all cheating. There is no fossil evidence. All the species are created simultaneously. There's no need to wait.
There's a lot of Christian versions preaching love of God, of Jesus Christ. How qualified is that?
But what is God? And what is love of God? That they don't know.
Do they get any benefit?
However much they are sincere, they will get that much benefit. The fact is that their knowledge is imperfect. But however much they are sincere, they will get that much benefit. The benefit will be they will get this knowledge. But if they don't want this knowledge, then they're not sincere either. What is the use of talking God, God, God? You don't know what God is, you don't know what love of God is. What is the use? Simply it is some emotion. It's not simply some emotion, it is actually a very scientific thing you have to know.